as unhinged, narcissistic, and allegedly drugged man in any position of authority. But that's what happens when you elect somebody like Donald Trump, who has absolutely no judgment whatsoever and nobody to talk sense into him because he doesn't understand sense. Now, before we go on, just remember that we here at Mary Trump Media are not corporate media. We don't bend the knee. We're not for sale. We expose the lies the Trump regime wants buried. Independent media survives because of you. So please like and share our videos and subscribe to our channel if you support us. Musk did not just leave chaos behind. He took a few things with him on the way out. You can't make this stuff up. Musk appears to have left the White House with Stephen Miller's wife. I mean, did he hide her in his briefcase? Like, I'm not entirely clear how this happened. But Katie Miller is the wife of Donald's deputy chief of staff, Stephen Miller, the little Nazi guy. And she was brought into DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, last December as a special government employee, which is exactly the same title Musk had. Now she's reportedly going to work full-time for Musk, not staying with the White House where her creepy husband works, not working with her husband. She's moving on to greener pastures, I guess, with Elon Musk. Sources say she's handling Musk's media appearances, those not related to his government work. Wait, what government work? There isn't supposed to be any government work anymore. I don't know. And just before this news broke, she posted this, quoting Elon's weird Doge is a way of life, like Buddhism line. Okay, that's interesting, I guess. I mean, you would think that Katie Miller would want to stay working with her husband at the White House, but apparently Doge is her way of life. I don't know, but Stephen Miller seems not too happy about it, and he took a not so subtle shot at Musk, who earlier this week criticized Donald's so-called big, beautiful bill. Miller, Stephen Miller, that is, went on to explain how Musk was wrong and how he did not understand the workings of the budget. Although he did not directly call Musk out, because Stephen Miller's many things, vicious Nazi and creep, but he's also a coward. So there's some weird stuff going on here. There are rumors I'm not going to get into because they're troubling, and quite honestly, I don't care. I don't care what these people do in their personal lives. I mean, I personally find it disturbing that anybody would marry Stephen Miller, but I find it just as disturbing that anybody would want to be in a relationship with Elon Musk. But whatever, what are you going to do about it? We're still going to be keeping an eye on this, though, because it might tell us something about the disturbing inner workings of the White House and how the lack of judgment these people continue to show may have an impact on all of us. So speaking of Doge, the entire operation is collapsing, which is good, of course, because it was actually the most destructive agency in American history, probably because it was both illegal and unconstitutional. So now that Musk is out, the so-called Department of Government Efficiency is just a bit of a wreck. His right-hand man, Steve Davis, just quit. David was not a low-level aide. He actually ran Doge on a day-to-day basis. He handled firings, hirings, and helped push through Musk's aggressive cost-cutting across multiple agencies. The Wall Street Journal says that Davis was issuing directives literally hours before walking out. The disarray is actually worse than at first thought. A fired Doge staffer told Wired the department was disorganized, secretive, and mostly coordinated through encrypted signal messages instead of official government channels. That sounds wildly familiar. Seriously, what is it with these people and their complete inability to use secure government channels? I mean, unless, of course, they don't want anybody to know the things they are communicating to each other. Steve Davis, staffers say, was the only person who understood the full scope of Doge's operations. And with him gone, there's no clear leadership, not even internally. And again, I think we should be happy about this, because leadership to do what? Destroy American infrastructure to destroy our institutions, I mean, we've got plenty of other people more than willing to do that. So one less, the better. One of the few remaining power players there is Baris Akis, a longtime Musk associate who isn't even a United States citizen and wasn't legally eligible to work in the government. But he helped assign roles across Doge anyway. So without Musk and Davis at the helm, insiders are openly saying the rest of the Doge team will likely abandon ship soon. Doge was supposed to save the government $2 trillion, which was an empty promise from the get-go because that is an insane amount of money to take out of any government. And instead, Doge itself is crashing and burning, which again is better than the entirety of the United States government crashing and burning, although, they did their damnedest. As for Musk, yes, he's running for the exits, but is it too late for him? Tesla stock is tanking, SpaceX is under scrutiny, and just this week,
Una delantera natural, los niveles de colesterol y los niveles de triglicéridos. Ayuda en el tratamiento de los cálculos renales, los cálculos biliares, desinflama los riñones, desinflama la vejiga, desinflama las vías urinarias, ayuda en los problemas de la Sí, amiga, pregúntele esto.
Nada, voy a pensar y te doy. Es marisco. Ya no me pago. Entonces, era un regalo mío. Y la gente lo que lo va a que ese no me lo quiere.
Lleve la prensa, dólar.
Pero hace